Good morning, and thank you for joining me. I'm Fox 19 Now First Alert Meteorologist Anna DuVall here with your forecast update. Now, today we do have a First Alert weather day, and that's due to the storms and the flooding that we'll see in our near future here. So I'm going to be tracking all of that out for you, including the risks. I hope everyone's having a good morning so far. This First Alert weather day isn't until this afternoon, so we aren't really expecting those impacts until then, but we're going to continue to brief you on that into the coming hours here. So today we're going to see some strong to severe storms. That's what we're looking like, and this is going to be for our afternoon and evening hours today. So we're not really worried about this right now, but as we move into closer to the late night hours around 8 p.m., that's when we're going to start seeing the stronger of these storms here. So our main concerns with this event is some damaging winds as well as some heavy rain and flooding. We've been seeing a lot of rain over the last couple of days here. It feels like weeks, but over the last couple of days for sure, we've been seeing a lot of rainfall, and that means that the ground is already saturated. It's already wet. So that could lead to some flooding in roadways, as well as if you have one of those big wind gusts come by and the ground is already saturated, it makes those trees easily uprooted from the ground. So we just need to make sure you're being weather aware out there as you're going about your day, that there could be a couple strong wind gusts that could knock over a tree or even a power line as these storms move through this afternoon and evening. Okay, so let's plan out your whole day here. So this morning was foggy. If you were up earlier today, there was a dense fog advisory out earlier this morning. Now this afternoon, we'll see some storms, and that'll continue into those evening hours as well. So let's look at our visibility tracker, see where we are now, because like I said, there was a dense fog advisory earlier this morning. That ended around 9 a.m. So it's been about an hour and 15 minutes since that ended. But people are still seeing areas of some dense fog out there. So definitely some visibility issues. If you're north of the Ohio River there, you might have run into a few spots with some thick fog, low visibility. Make sure you're driving with your low beams on early this morning. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the severe weather risk just for a minute so we can really show you what's going on here. So this is what the Storm Prediction Center highlighted for us today. So most of us are in this yellow slight risk category here. I would say about half of us, but most of the rest of the tri-state there, is in that marginal risk. So we're pretty split here. But we're still expected to see some strong to severe thunderstorms. No matter where you are on this, it's still highlighted for severe weather today. So we'll continue to watch and see timing and where these will exactly go in a second here. But we are in the slight 2 out of 5 risk according to the Storm Prediction Center. So we can go ahead and track that out for you. So this is 1:30 today. You see just some cloud cover starting to move into the area a little bit. Now, let's go ahead and fast forward 5:30 p.m. This is when the brunt of this storm is going to start making its way into our area. So 5:30 p.m., just a few spotty showers here and there, but you can see that bulk of the storm starting to push its way into our tri-state here. A couple heavier pockets there. Now if we go a little slower with this zoom in, you can see we'll have this line of storms that'll start pushing through. You can see those pockets of pink. This is where we could see some hail form, as well as those torrential downpours that could lead to some flooding, some trees uprooted, as well as some gusty winds. If this line here becomes a little bit more bowed, we could have some of those that damaging wind as well. So definitely wind is an issue today, as well as some of that flooding is going to be an issue too. So you can see 8 p.m., those heavier pockets of storms still in the area. Some of these might be severe enough to get some severe thunderstorm warnings out there. On top of that, we'll continue to move forward here. This is 10 p.m. You can see once this line of storms is out of the way, we'll just be covered in clouds for at least a little while, but it's going to continue into the early morning hours tomorrow. So we do still have some of those heavier pockets still in the area around 10 p.m. Now if we zoom just a little bit more forward here, this is around midnight. So you can see we're still getting these just lines of heavier pockets of rain with some thunderstorms as well. Definitely could be woken up by some thunder and lightning tonight. This is at 1:30 in the morning. We're still seeing pretty heavy rainfall, and it's continuing to sweep over the same areas, which also increases our flooding chances into the afternoon here on Sunday as well. So this is 4:30 tomorrow morning. Still seeing torrential downpours in places, some thunderstorms as well. Now if we move just a little bit more forward here, 5:30 a.m. If anybody is going to be up this early, I know I will be, but we're definitely seeing that rain finally starting to push out of our area here. Again, we can zoom forward to show you the rest of your Sunday as well. So once that rain is out of the way, this is 8 a.m. Just some cloud cover here. But then if we continue to look into the rest of your day, some spotty storms are still expected. Some showers around that 2 p.m. range, but now you can see those heavier pockets up to the north. And some of those will clip some of our areas, or even this is still a little far out, so this could still sweep into our area by Sunday afternoon. So we're expecting some scattered thunderstorms throughout our Sunday here. And that'll just continue into the evening. You see another band of storms, very, very similar to what we're seeing today, and this is into tomorrow. Just a band of stronger storms in a line here, and that's just going to push through our area. You can see those heavier pockets there around 10:30 tomorrow night. So we'll continue to see storms just like we are seeing today into Sunday as well. And that'll just continue into early Monday morning. You see we'll start to clear out a little bit for your Monday morning commute here. But like I said, everything is going to be pretty similar to what they're looking like today for tomorrow. It's loading this next graphic here, but for your weekend forecast, we're really looking at copy and paste conditions for this. Almost the same temperature as well. Saturday, our temperature is going to be at 82, so we're going to be below our average here. We're going to have wet, stormy conditions, scattered storms on Sunday as well. 83 degrees for your Sunday, so a dreary weekend ahead, a good weekend to stay inside and just be comfy sitting by the TV. Just check in to see if anything is on here. I'm going to go into the risks for a second, then we'll go back to show everyone their location that they want to look at here. So we are in that 2 out of 5 severe weather risk. We saw that that's a slight risk according to the Storm Prediction Center. We have been carefully monitoring this as well. Got some heavy rain expected as well as some gusty winds. Now hail can be seen in some of those stronger storms with stronger updrafts there. Isolated tornadoes can't be ruled out, but it's not likely with this event that's going on, and we really aren't seeing anything right now. Like I said, we're going to stay mostly dry for this beginning part of the day. It's not going to be until the afternoon and evening hours when we start seeing those storms push into our area. So let's take a look what it looks like out there. It doesn't look as foggy as it did earlier this morning. Just some fair weather clouds out there. It's starting to look like a pretty day. Don't let it deceive you. But right now is definitely the time to get out there. If you have any plans, you need to get stuff done, run some errands, definitely right now before those storms roll in will be the best time to do it. You wouldn't want to be caught up in those storms. But if you're heading out there maybe for a walk or for a run, I know 8 a.m. is past, but it's still pretty much the same picture here around those upper 70s. And we can see some of that sunshine as well. It's 77 right now. And by 1 p.m. we'll start to see some rain move in and those storms by that 6 o'clock hour as well. It will be pretty warm out there, and we're expected to see a pretty significant amount of rainfall as well, especially over the next 2 days here. So Saturday we have that widespread chance. Sunday we saw that was pretty much all day long is going to be covered with that rainfall here, but we're going to be scattered storms on Monday as well, especially in the early morning hours. But then we get a few days off. Luckily for us, we'll start to see the sun just a little bit more once again. We're going to go ahead and run through the future cast here one more time so we can show everyone what's going on. Yeah, there is some worries about power outages, especially in those areas where you've been seeing rain over all of these consecutive days that we've seen rain. The soil is very saturated, it has lots of water in it now, and so when this wind comes on by and pushes those power lines over, it can break the power lines, and those will be pulled out of the ground because the ground is just so saturated, and it can easily be knocked over once the ground is as saturated as it is right now. So that's also a problem with trees being uprooted as well. A strong wind gust comes by and the ground is now saturated, so it's weaker than it was, and it will make it very easy for trees to fall over this afternoon as well. We have some flooding concerns as well with this event, especially if you're in a low-lying area. Definitely some flooding concerns. Like I said, the ground is pretty saturated, so now you're going to start seeing that pooling on top of the very saturated on top of the very saturated ground, so that because it can't soak up any more water. We've been seeing so much rain over the last couple of days, so definitely some saturated grounds. Some power lines could be blown over today, as well as some trees being uprooted. So that power outages are definitely a concern. Some flooding is also a concern for today. So that's a little update on some of our concerns here, but we can look into the futurecast one more time so we can show everyone what's going on here. So this is at 1:30 p.m. today. Sorry, there's something. So this is 1:30 p.m. You can see some clouds starting to stream in, a little clearing that we had just a second ago there. But we can zoom to see those spotty rain chances. You can see the little shower chances by these early afternoon hours. But then as we get to peak heating, this is when we start to see some of those thunderstorms make their way into our area. You can see the brunt of those storms up in Indiana there, and they'll start continuing to make their way into our area. So let me look at all of the places everyone's concerned about here. So around 6 p.m. you can really see this line of storms making its way into our area here, and a couple places already seeing a few spotty showers here and there, like Georgetown, Batavia, Dry Ridge. Connorsville is seeing a pretty good thunderstorm around that 6 p.m. range before this main line starts making its way into our area here. Now this is at 7:30. You can really see that line. Our concern with this is if this storm here starts to bow out, we'll get some stronger wind gusts as well with this. They're already expected to be pretty strong, but if this bows out and looks a little bit more like a bow and arrow, we'll have a little bit more of that concern with it. So we do have a couple of pockets of those thunderstorms around Middletown, Hamilton area. Batesville starting to see some showers as well, and you can really see where the divide is here, where there's clouds and storms, and we're still having a clear day on the other side. A little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde situation here. So let's continue to move a little bit forward. Okay, now we're almost to that widespread range where a lot of our DMA here, the tri-state, is starting to see some of these storms in their area. This includes the Dry Ridge area, Batesville, Lawrenceburg, Connorsville, Hamilton, Middletown, Lebanon, Wilmington, Hillsborough, seeing lots of storms across the area. Most of us are going to see storms, some sort of storm throughout the day today. And we'll continue to move this a little bit more forward. And you can see that line will continue to push this to the southeast there. So it'll just continue to make its way on down. You see that stronger storm staying to the northern Kentucky side for the end of this, because those stronger storms are moving down this way to the southeast. So you can see the stronger storms are still making its way down to the Florence, Dry Ridge area. So we'll start to see some of those start moving in to the VV area as well. Wilmington, Hillsborough, Batavia, Georgetown. Most of us are completely covered in these showers by this early nighttime hour. So this is evening, 9 p.m. We'll start to see some of the area be completely widespread, and that'll continue to push its way on out. So this is 10:30 tonight. You can really see this divide here. So there's no more storms past this moment for the time being here. 10:30, you can see those stronger storms are still pushing its way to the south and east there as they move on through. Some of these are stronger. You can see that indicated by that flooding color here. So red shows flooding. It's just areas with really intense heavy rainfall there. So we'll just continue to watch that. A lot of these places will continuously see heavy rainfall, and that can also lead to some flooding around the area as well. So this is around midnight. We're starting to clear up a little bit, but here is the next line of storms that's gonna impact your night. Now you might wake up to a few rumbles of thunder here because these are definitely gonna pack a little bit of a punch coming through. You can see these pink colors up in Indiana here with that torrential rainfall as well. And those are the storms that could really have these strong updrafts that will help to produce some hail as well. So we'll keep an eye out on that. But this round of storms continues to move through. This at 1:30 a.m. You can see those heavier pockets of torrential downpours there and the heavy flooding ranges as well. So definitely going to get a significant amount of rain. Most people are going to see at least 2 rounds of this rain over the night tonight. You can see the more southern portions of Ohio here starting to see those heavier downpours now. Earlier we were talking about how northern Kentucky was seeing the brunt of those storms, but now we're seeing that the Ohio side of the river is starting to see those heavier pockets by 3 a.m. So if you're up tomorrow morning really early on the way to work, you might run into one of these showers and storms moving on in here. This is at 5:30 in the morning, very early to be up on a Sunday. You know, I'll be up here, though we do have those torrential downpours moving on in. And we can just continue to look at what we're going to see on Sunday as well, because we're going to continue to see showers and storms. So this is 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. We're already seeing some of those showers moving into the area. We're basically blanketed over with clouds for our Sunday here. And we'll just continue to move this a little bit forward for you. You see those heavier pockets of showers and storms to our north here. That's not to say that we won't be seeing those storms when this model updates. It's just an outlook to make sure we know what's going on here, but those do kind of linger down in our area just a little bit. So if you're up near Wilmington, Lebanon, Middletown, you're definitely going to see some of those thunderstorms around that 4:30 mark tomorrow. Now, as we move into the late night hours, this is when we're going to start seeing the brunt of these storms once again. So past the daytime heating, this is going to be just like it is today with those evening hour storms rolling in. You can see that band once again with that stronger storm starting to push its way into our area. We'll continue to see those stronger storms into Sunday evening. This is at 10:30 tomorrow night. And those will kind of just linger into Monday early morning and continue to stay with us throughout the night on Monday. It might affect some of your travel plans Monday morning. If you're heading to work, you might run into a few showers, and some thunderstorms are possible as you move through your Monday morning, because we'll just have some lingering storms throughout that early morning hours on Monday. Okay, so that's just a little update on how that's all going down here. We can take another look at what's going on currently so we can make sure that we're not seeing any rain. I don't think we are right now, but we can just double check and see what's going on out there for everyone before we sign off here. We went through all of the rain chances for the next 2 days here, because we are going to see some of those severe storms tonight and into tomorrow as well. Still pretty clear out there, just a few clouds lingering around. Those will continue to build in by the afternoon along with those storms. So let's just outline our first alert weather day one more time to make sure that we all know what's going on. If anybody's just now getting on with us, I know we've been on for a minute here, but it doesn't hurt to do a recap so everybody knows what's going on and staying up to date here. So we are having a first alert weather day today. It's because of these storms that are going to move through the area, as well as a flooding concern. This is just due to the ground being overly saturated the last couple of days. So now that the soil is completely full of water, you might see some pooling and ponding on top of the grass or on the roadways as well. With some water on it. This is also an issue for some damaging wind that might roll through. Some strong wind gusts could be strong enough to knock over a tree, because now that the soil is weaker because it has been so overly saturated. So that's definitely a concern. Power outages could also be a concern, because we do have some like I said, the ground is a little bit weaker because of the rain fully saturating the soil. So we might have some downed power lines, which would lead to some power outages, as well as that damaging wind from these severe to strong storms today. This is going to be in the afternoon into the evening hours, mostly contained to the evening hours though. And we also have that concern, like I said, with the damaging wind gusts, as well as that heavy torrential downpours. I showed you where that pink color was on radar, as well as the red color. That's flooding to torrential downpours that we're going to see. This could lead to some flooding, especially in the low-lying areas here, because we've just been seeing a whole bunch of rain. Just to recap here. But if you're planning out the rest of your day today, right now is definitely the best time to get out there. Make sure you get all the stuff done right now before these storms roll in. So this morning, it was pretty foggy. If you were up early enough, you heard me talk about the dense fog advisory, that was put out there. That expired at 9 a.m., but still some places are seeing some visibility issues out there. This afternoon, we'll see those storms start to roll in, becoming more severe as we move into the evening hours here. Let's take a look at your visibility. If you're just now waking up, if you're getting ready to go about your day here, you might have a few spotty places where you have some thick fog. It might be difficult to see. Places with only about 3 miles visibility. Greensboro sitting at 2.6. So everywhere in Kentucky is pretty solid here with their visibility. Most places in Ohio as well. If you're just to the northern counties here, this is where we're seeing majority of the issue, and that's where the majority of the issue was this morning as well. So just to go into one more little recap, we do have the severe risk for this afternoon and into the evening hours. This could include some strong to severe thunderstorms, as well as some damaging wind threats and flooding as well. Now, this is a 2 out of 5 severe weather threat, and this is for the more northwestern counties, and the more southeastern counties are in that marginal severe weather risk. We'll see widespread showers and thunderstorms today, so most of us are going to see some sort of rain. Whether that's strong to severe or just some showers passing through, you're going to see something today. So just be on the lookout as you're moving into your afternoon today. So that's majority of what's going on. We can go to the 7-day here, so we can really show you the whole picture of what the rest of our week is going to look like. Hopefully it doesn't just include rainfall. I know I'm looking forward to seeing the sun once again. That is just loading here. Here we go. So here is today. We have that first alert weather day for today because of those strong storms into the evening hours. We're only going to get up to 82 today. This is a pretty steady trend here of being below average. It's just due because of all the rainfall we're seeing. Not a lot of time with the sun. We're blanketed over with those clouds. So not a lot of time with the sunshine the first 3 days of our 7-day here, but just hold out for Tuesday, Wednesday, And Thursday, we're going to see the sun come on out. It's going to be hotter. It's going to be more humid though, so we trade off here. We got rid of the rain chances, and now we're starting to see the humidity come back in. But I know I'm looking forward to 85 and partly cloudy on our Tuesday. Now we're going to warm up into the latter part of the week here. There's just a spotty chance on Thursday, and those scattered thunderstorm chances come back into the forecast on Friday. I feel like a broken record talking about all of the rain all the time, but we'll continue to monitor these storms as we move into the afternoon hours here. As it gets closer, we can continue to watch and update everyone on really what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up the 7-day for everyone. I make sure everyone stays safe tonight, and weather aware, make sure you have the Fox 19 First Alert Weather app downloaded so you can get live updates from us anytime that we can send out updates. You can also catch us doing live streams on there as well, and you can get any updates you may need about the weather as well as the radar to see what's going on. So make sure you have that downloaded so that you can get any updates you might need about the storms moving into your area today. I hope everyone stays safe and has a good rest of your Saturday and your weekend.